I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight, the day of reckoning is here for Comrade Camel Toe Harris. Yes, the Donald Trump and Kamala Harris debate is about to take place. Let's talk about what is about to unfold. Who is with me? Give me a hell yeah! It's happening. The debate is upon us. So the debate between Donald Trump and Camel Toe Harris, the first debate they have had, is going to take place this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is also 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Basically meaning if you're in New York, it's going to be at 9 p.m. If you're in California, it's going to be at 6 p.m. And I cannot wait for this. And it is the day of reckoning for Kamala Harris. Now, Camel Toe Harris has only done one interview since she announced she was running for the president of the United States. It was a softball interview. It was on CNN. She had Tim Walz, her VP, there to hold her hand, and it was all run by her leftist comrades in the media, and not a whole lot was said. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been dishing out interviews with almost careless abandon here, there, and everywhere. But what is careless about it when the man like Trump speaks so much goddamn sense? You can ask him about his policies, what he's going to do, and what he thinks. At any time of day, the man does like to stay up late. Bit of a Churchill-like character, I believe, and he will answer. He will give you an answer on absolutely anything because he stands behind his principles and he has convictions, beliefs, and a solid plan. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, has a word salad. So the thing is in life, bruv, you can try to hide from reality, but the cold, frosty fist of reality will come crashing down in your face as and when you face the music. And that is what is happening this Tuesday night. Who's excited about the debate? Are you excited? I've got to go to the hospital, so I'm going to miss it, but I'll be back after that. It's a bit like football, bruv. Don't tell me what happened. Don't tell me what happened. Don't tell me the score. I'm going to watch it when I get back. We'll do a live stream together. I'm sure you'll all ruin it for me during the live stream, but I'm going to react to it live tomorrow, and I absolutely cannot wait. Please leave your comments in the box below about what you think regarding this upcoming debate. Do you think Donald Trump is going to smash Camel Toe? Do you think Camel Toe will pull off a bit of a surprise? In the initial primary, before she got edged out for Joe Biden, she had a kind of good initial a good initial showing, if you will, when all of the candidates were vying for the top spot. But then, if you remember, Tulsi Gabbard, sexy mummy Tulsi, absolutely smashed her in public, and then after that her approval rating dropped through the floor. She didn't even get one single delegate in the primaries in 2020. And so the point is, at the beginning of those primaries, she actually kind of did okay. So do you think she's going to do all right? Do you think she's going to look back to that initial primary showing and try to get confidence from that and try to build upon that? Or do you think she's going to just fall flat on her camel face? Let me know what you think. I really want to know, and I just want to see what other people are feeling about it. I want to try to connect with people who especially are excited about it, because I'm mad excited about it. So my personal opinion on the Trump-Kamala debate, I think God Emperor Donald Trump is going to tear the camel toe apart. He's going to shred up that camel toe. Donald Trump conducted a rally in Wisconsin on September the 8th, just a couple of days ago, and he absolutely smashed it. It was just glorious. It was one of his best showings. The man is on the ball. He's coherent. He's eloquent. He's flowing well. He's got all of his policies at the forefront of his mind. He's done it before, and with that confidence, he's obviously trying to do it again. But he's taking it to another level. He already had the confidence before he was president. Now he has the confidence of being president, and now you're seeing the final form of Donald Trump. Those things combined resulted in an amazing rally in Wisconsin. I agree with nearly everything. Pretty much, I did agree with everything he said, and it just seemed like an amazing proposal for the United States of America and the free world. He's tearing it apart. So he's going to take that form into the debate on Tuesday, and I just cannot wait. If you want to see that Wisconsin rally, I've linked it in the description box below on YouTube, so please check it out. It is wonderful. Trust me, if you like Trump, you've got to watch that in the description box below. You're going to love it, bruv. You're going to love it. I nearly finished it. I'm going to go back to watching it a little bit later. So in that Wisconsin speech, I think there's a taste of what's to come in the debate. And that quite simply is, Donald Trump has a hell of a lot to offer. He's just got so much to offer. It's like Christmas, bruv. He's like raining presents down upon us, the orange Santa Claus. It was amazing. So what are just some of the things off the top of my head that I wrote down 5 minutes ago that Donald Trump is going to offer, and I think is going to focus on in this debate with Camel Toe? I don't think it's going to be the typical combative debate. You're seeing a new Donald Trump, a bit more measured. He saves the real deal Holyfield thoughts for his X and True Social, but in the debates he's a bit more calm, because he knows that one of the sticks that people beat him with is he's a bit brash and he's a bit loud and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's toning it down a bit, and he's going to focus on what he's going to offer. So the orange Santa Claus is going to offer things like this. So number one, he's going to bring Elon Musk, the greatest producer on the face of planet Earth, and someone who's right now doing the lion's share of fighting for liberty for all of us. He's going to bring that man into the legislative branch as part of his cabinet to audit the entire US government and trim the fat, reduce the bureaucracy, and just make it run well. And obviously that also encompasses getting rid of all the kind of corruption and the dodgy stuff in intelligence agencies and all the sketchy funding that's being sent to proxies in order to push down this Marxist framework upon us where we can't fucking breathe. We're being censored. We're being called terrible people. We're having our livelihoods taken away from us and given to other people. Elon Musk will be involved with trimming all that fat off and just making it as efficient as all his other companies, which makes him the richest man in the world. On the other hand, you can vote for Camel Toe and get a bunch of people who've never produced anything in their lives, who've been on the government dole since day dot through nepotism, and in Camel Toe's case, shagging the people she needs to get where she needs to go, who have no idea how to produce, I don't know, even like a glass of lemonade, let alone more money than any man's ever made in the history of America. So that guy, Elon Musk, will be on Donald Trump's cabinet, which will just be amazing. Donald Trump promised to cut 10 restrictive red tape policies for every one he implements. Cut it away. Government's getting too big. It feels oppressive. It feels evil. It feels like a ruler. It feels tyrannical. It feels authoritarian. It feels like a king. Donald Trump said he's going to rectify that by cutting 10 restrictive red tape policies for every one he implements. Donald Trump is also going to have the man like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as part of the Department of Health, making America healthy again, looking into why there's such a high rate of autism, looking at why America is so unhealthy and our kids are being pumped full of chemicals and all this kind of stuff. RFK has led his whole life against the corruption of the health system, and he's won a lot of multi-million-dollar lawsuits. That's the kind of guy who's going to be in charge of health in America. You seen the guy with his shirt off hitting the fucking bench like I was doing today, bruv? Absolutely ripped at the age of 70. What excuse do you have, my more senior viewers and massacre mates? RFK, what a legend, going to be on Trump's team. Donald Trump promised to start the biggest deportation operation of all time and deport all the illegals. Well, if you want to remove an illegal person who's squatting in your house, I don't see why you'd have a problem with removing an illegal person who's illegally in your country, who hasn't been vetted and could be a criminal. Donald Trump's going to do that, he says, and that would be amazing. Other things Donald Trump is offering if he becomes president, and another thing that I think he's going to focus on in his debate with Camel Toe Harris, is his pledge to ban and remove all Marxist propaganda from schools and shut down the Board of Education, which is partly the reason why we have this Marxist victimhood propaganda being pumped into kids' brains with the sole real aim of brainwashing them into being a leftist voter, because anyone who identifies with that weird Marxist propaganda that manifests itself within the realm of intersectional politics is going to vote for a leftist. They're certainly not going to vote for Donald Trump. Other things Donald Trump is promising in 2024, if he becomes president, and something I think he's going to focus on in the debate with Camel Toe, is to drill, baby, drill. Make America the #1 producer of energy in the world, which will bring down inflation massively, because everything you have in your house right now is in some capacity made from oil. On X, and he didn't say this in his Wisconsin speech, on X, Donald Trump said that he's going to go after and arrest anyone who's guilty of illegal activity during the 2020 election. Now, this is very interesting for me. You would have thought he might shy away from that, but if that is the reality of what happened, and some people believe that to be the case, then that is one of the greatest crimes in the history of America. It is treasonous, and you can't be softball on that kind of stuff. So that would be amazing to see Donald Trump do that. Check this out. Here's an X from him. He said, cease and desist. I, together with Many attorneys and legal scholars are watching the sanctity of the 2024 presidential election very closely because I know better than most the rampant cheating and skullduggery that has taken place by the Democrats in the 2020 presidential election. It was a disgrace to our nation. Therefore, the 2024 election, where votes have just started being cast, will be under the closest professional scrutiny, and when I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences, so that this depravity of justice does not happen again. We cannot let our country further devolve into a third world nation, and we won't. Please beware that this legal exposure extends to lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials. Those involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels unfortunately never seen before in our country. So anyone who tries to mess with the election this time, you're going to pay. They must pay, in the words of Conor McGregor, someone else who I actually also really admire. So, Donald Trump also promised, if he becomes president this year, secure and free and fair elections, same-day voting, voter ID required, and no more mail-in ballots. That would be one of the most gorgeous, gracious things we could receive as lovers of liberty, don't you think? Donald Trump also pledged to end the Ukraine war in a day. And his team is going to consist of course, himself, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, probably Vivek Ramaswamy, all on the same team. It's like you're getting 4 presidents in one, 4 absolute bad men. I think he's going to be focusing on all of these things during the debate. He's going to be selling. He's a businessman and a very successful self-made one at that. So he's going to be selling his product. That is his product. That's what he's offering you. Are you willing to pay or vote for him? That's what you're going to get in return. That's his pledge. And I think that's going to be his focus for the debate. So what about camel toe? If you want to hear my opinion on camel toe, well, just hold on there 1 second, Massacre Mate, because, well, we can't keep this show running without you. If you're enjoying it, please consider donating on streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre or paypal.me/give me a hell yeah. Alternatively, you can become a monthly Patreon on patreon.com/Johnny Massacre. I really love it when you donate. It enables me to make this show. Let's fill that bar of fragile whiteness with delicious green. The less whiteness, the better. At least that's what the Marxists told us. So as for Kamala in this debate, her debate is taking place against the backdrop of dropping polls. So she's falling in the polls. Now, we all know polls are absolute BS because one poll gave Donald Trump a 1% literally chance of winning in 2016, and he smashed it, bruv. So we take it with a pinch of orange salt. But make of it what you will. Here is some latest poll news. So over the weekend, Interactive Polls X'd this. They said latest. Nate Silver 538 forecast. Trump 63.8% new high. Harris 36%. Swing states chance of winning. Pennsylvania Trump up 64 to 36. Michigan up 54 to 46. Wisconsin up 53 to 47. Arizona up 77 to 23. North Carolina Trump up 75 to 25%. Georgia Trump 68 to 32. Nevada 61 to 39. The poly market odds are Trump 52%, Harris 46%. If you want to see what it looks like in a graph, it looks like the hideous cackle of Hillary Clinton, and it's only going up for Donald Trump on the right there, looking absolutely banging. So I don't know, man. Big Brother, in my opinion, want to astroturf these polls and make it look like Camel Toe's going to win, or whoever's going to win, Hillary's going to win, and then they think people are zombies. They think you can't think for themselves. That's why they want a giant centralized government, and so they put out these statistics hoping that these supposed zombies will just see someone who's winning and just do what the popular opinion is. But if that is true, then with Trump having those kind of stats, according to the old reliable 538, pretty reliable at times, I think that bodes pretty well for the Trumpster. So that's the backdrop of this debate, and it doesn't bode that well for Camel Toe. So Trump's been doing shitloads of interviews, as I said, here, there, and everywhere, hither and thither. He never shies away from the chance to promote himself. If you're going to, I don't know, go for a decent job, no, actually scratch that, the top job in the world, you're going to have to show up and pass the harshest interviews and debates, and Donald Trump is doing that. Kamala's done one compared to his something like 50 in the same time frame, so Kamala hasn't been getting much practice in at all. And I have to ask you the question. Who would you hire if you had a business, or if you do have a business? Who would you hire? The person who does loads of interviews, answers all your questions, and tells you and proves to you with a track record on his CV, having done this job before for 4 years to great standards, most peaceful time in recent memory, and with a booming economy. Would you give a job to that person, or would you give a job to the person who did no interviews at all and didn't tell you what she was going to do? It's obvious. But for the highest position in the world, the president, there's no possible way, unless someone fortifies the situation, you can win without showing up. So Donald Trump's been showing up. He's got the practice in. Kamala hasn't been showing up. She doesn't have any practice in. And she's not very good at speaking at all, because the time she is caught by the media and asked questions, she commits a word salad. It's going into this, your money would not be on Camel Toe Harris. I've already told you all the things that Trump has to offer and the things he's going to talk about in this debate. Camel Toe, what does she actually have to offer? Name me one thing that she's offering other than abortion, which Donald Trump is also offering, and she is falsely claiming he's trying to take away. Name me one thing she's offering. Is it anything? It's easy to rattle off a bunch of Trump things. I did that in 5 minutes off the top of me noggin, off the top of the dome, mates. But with Kamala, you can't even think of one thing she's offering. She's really going to struggle tomorrow. Big time. The only thing that she's offering is stopping Orange Hitler from getting into power. That's the only thing. Stopping the end of democracy from the guy who didn't end democracy when he was already in power the first time. She's claiming he's going to do it the second time while trying to arrest him via her administration. She wants to end the filibuster. She wants to pack the Supreme Court. She wants to arrest her political rivals. She wants to ban and censor X. Did you see her comments recently came out saying X was problematic in the wake of Brazil censoring X? She's going to go the same route. They banned Parler in 2020. You don't think she's going to try to ban X when it's the only outlet when we can criticize her and her administration? That's what she's offering, or what she's not offering. So I don't think it's going to go well for Kamala tomorrow. Now, I want to add something to this show, if you will. Something has been on my mind recently that's been bugging me, and I just want to get it off my chest. And that is, the assassination of Donald Trump has just disappeared. Do you ever hear about it in the mainstream media? That really bugs me and pisses me off. We were like that far away from our president being chosen for us by at least the assassin, by at worst the intelligence agencies and the Biden-Harris administration. We were that close, and it's just been memory hold by the media. The media's job is supposed to be essentially like the fourth major check and balance. It's all supposed to work in a harmony, right? So legislative branch, executive branch, judicial branch, and the media, they're all supposed to be a check on each other. But the media don't do their job, and they don't do what they're supposed to be doing right now, which is reporting on this assassination of Donald Trump, making sure it doesn't leave our memory. But they don't care that he was nearly killed, possibly by the side who are running this year in 2024. Because if they cover it, it will make Donald Trump look good and reduce the chance of their candidate of choice, Kamala, getting into power. That shows you how fucking evil and disgusting the media are. Sorry to swear, but I just got to. I'm a human being, and I'm honest. I just have to show you how I feel about it. So I'm really disgusted at the way that's just been memory hold from the media. And they're already back to the rhetoric that at least motivated someone to go out and shoot him, or at worst is just part of their administration which wants him dead. They're still on it. Don't believe me? I've got the receipts, bruv. So Kamala X'd this out 9 hours ago. She said, take it from the people who work for him. Donald Trump is a danger to our troops, our security, and our democracy. He should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States. Do you know what would be an honest pro-liberty X? It would be, Donald Trump's life was nearly unfairly taken from us. Our democracy is alive and well. You are still able to choose between two candidates, listen to what we have to say, and choose what you think is best for yourself and society. I can fucking do it. Some random British guy with brain damage living in Tokyo, Japan. But she cannot do it. She cannot do it. That was 9 hours ago. So after he was nearly assassinated, we're back to that. We're back to that shit. Back to that. So she was also Xing this stuff out before. She did it on March the 13th. She said, Trump is a threat to our democracy. She did it on March the 19th. My birthday. She said, Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. She did it on June the 28th. He is a threat to our democracy and freedoms. July the 4th, exactly 10 days before Donald Trump was nearly murdered by a sniper, she said, it's simple. Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. So she stayed quiet after that because it would look a little bit heartless to keep calling Donald Trump a threat to democracy after someone literally tried to kill him. And the person who tried to kill him is the real threat to democracy. And that's going to make you look bad as well as heartless, because it makes it look like the shooter could be influenced by your rhetoric about how Donald Trump's dangerous. Because if someone's a threat to democracy, that's like Hitler, right? That's like Stalin. That's like Mao. If you're on the level of Hitler, then of course someone's going to try to assassinate. So she went quiet after the assassination for, okay, July, August. I can count, mama. September. Oh, it's like, is that all? It's 2 months and 6 days. That's how long it took to going back to he's a threat to democracy, he's Hitler, and all that kind of stuff. So I find that totally disgusting. Other thoughts I have about the assassination, which is not being covered by the media, and I'm here to remind you about it, to really show you what's at stake this November, is if so much as a pop gun goes off in America somewhere in the middle of the night, the mainstream media cover it for weeks, for months. Need to ban assault rifles when they don't even know what an assault rifle is. We need to take away the guns. But when a sniper nearly kills the sitting president of the United States, did you hear one Democrat call for gun reform? If you didn't, that means they want him dead. So another reason I'm disgusted about the way his near assassination has just been memory hold recently. Tally that with the January the 6th investigation, which was the biggest threat to democracy ever. Have you noticed how that's gone quiet? And have you found that information on X, which shows how the January 6th Commission deleted all of their investigative work, probably because it shows that it was a big nothing burger. Threat to democracy. Tens of millions of dollars of your tax money, my American friends, spent on investigating this threat to democracy. Yeah, the Democrats are all about democracy, aren't they? But when Trump was nearly shot, he was shot on the ear, bruv, with an assault rifle by a sniper up close. You don't hear anything about a threat to democracy, proving once again they don't give a fuck about democracy, because it doesn't matter left or right. To have a democracy, you need a left or right. But in my opinion, they don't want to have a right. They don't want to have another side. And anything is right to them that's right of wanting to like change your kid's gender and instill socialism. So these people are sick, proved by the fact their lapdogs in the mainstream media have gone completely silent on one of the gravest events that threatened the freedom of the West in our lifetimes, the near assassination of Donald Trump. Unbelievable. Crickets from them about gun reform when Donald Trump nearly gets shot. Unbelievable stuff. And do you remember, and also this is not even going into how the media need to, it's their responsibility to investigate this and work out what happened, because the intelligence agencies, the Secret Service who were there, knew that the sniper was there an hour beforehand. He's walking around looking sketchy. Random people on the ground saw him 20 minutes before Donald Trump was shot with a sniper rifle up there. The team obviously are trained to look at every single roof in the vicinity, and there's hardly any. They know he's there for 10 minutes, and they didn't take him out. It was almost as if they waited for him to be shot. Now, I heard loads of stuff in the media trying to excuse it, saying, well, he needs to shoot first. He needs to shoot first. How the fuck does that work? So the president needs to die to work out if we should save his life or not. It's a complete oxymoron. But anyways, I heard this, that, you know, it wasn't 100% clear if he's really going to shoot Donald Trump. We had to be sure. Okay, contrast that with Ashley Babbitt on January the 6th, who didn't have any gun or any weapon, who was just walking towards a door, and she was shot point blank by same Secret Service agency. So like walking towards a door, clearly not going to be able to kill anyone, Ashley Babbitt, the female Ashley Babbitt. Blow her the fuck away, because wow, it's so dangerous. Sniper on a roof, been there for 20 minutes aiming at the president's head. Oh no, I'm not really sure if this guy's a threat to democracy. The media hasn't covered any of these inconsistencies, and the media, that same media, are the ones who are promoting and on Kamala Harris's side. So keep that in mind when you vote in November. I want to deliver this monologue in a calm way, but I just get so animated. I can't stop it. I'm going to just be myself and make no apologies for it at all. Never forget the way that they're acting around Donald Trump, the things that they've said over the years, the things that they've tried to do to him, activist judges on George Soros's payroll, Farney Willis and Alvin Bragg, people saying, show me the punishment and I'll find the crime, who ran on persecuting Donald Trump, giving him like a $300 million fine for overvaluing his property when he didn't overvalue it. If you look at the neighboring properties, the value that they said it was valued at, which justified their $300 million penalty, was the value of properties like 10% of the size that weren't oceanfront. Don't forget any of this stuff. Don't forget how they don't give a shit about the assassination attempt. They're pissed off that it failed. They won't even cover it in the media. And now they're back to the same rhetoric that at least got Donald Trump nearly assassinated. But at worst, it's just a telltale sign of their greatest strategy to take out Trump. Don't forget any of these things. Anyways, the debate is taking place Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time and 6 p.m. Pacific time. Trump's been winning in the build up to this. His legal cases have been delayed until after the election. It's all playing out so fucking well. You could not script it better for Donald Trump. He's got the sickest coalition ever with RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek, all on the same side. You had the mugshot picture, which is just the biggest endorsement ever of Donald Trump, the biggest advertisement of the unfair persecution of Donald Trump and your unfair persecution if you vote for anyone else in November, in my opinion. You had the assassination and flag shot, which is just the most fucking iconic image ever. Then you got the Kennedy, RFK Jr. and Trump shot, like shaking hands with that fucking sparklers going everywhere. You got all of that. You got Donald Trump giving loads of interviews with all these podcasters. He's fucking hilarious, man. He's cracking me up. He's still as sharp as a fucking knife, mate. Fucking knife, mate. The rallies are like packed, like lines down the fucking blocks, way in excess of Camel Toe Harris's. Donald Trump's, he's in form, he's in the flow state, he's friendly, he's sharp, he's on the ball, he's got great policies. He's done it before, he can do it again. So I think he's going to tear Camel Toe to shreds tomorrow. Unfortunately, there's no audience, and Donald Trump is even more powerful with an audience because the laughter he gets with his funny jokes, because he's just like a stand-up comedian, and the reaction he gets from them. But he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it because he destroyed Biden when the deck was stacked against him. They could cut the mics. Ironically, that probably helped him. No audience, held like within enemy territory on CNN, I believe. He still smashed it. Camel Toe is in trouble tomorrow. Her poll numbers are dropping. And now she has to face the music. There's no more fucking hiding. You said you're all that. You said you're good. You've got nothing to offer other than to stop Hitler, and you're going to tax unrealized gains. You're going to tax money that hasn't even been made yet. Fucking crazy stuff. So I can't wait for that tomorrow. I'm super, super hyped about it. How do you feel about it? Who do you think is going to win? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this episode of Johnny Massacre's World, yes, it is my world, you could be part of it. Please consider donating here in the links in the top right, Massacre Mates. And I would really appreciate it. You know, I got love for you. So we got a few comments. What you lot saying?
Johnny Massacre says, here we go. Pablo Ben says hi Johnny.
Sup?
Mirror D80 says greetings. Damn, him going to work around that time, will have to watch the catch up of the debate. Mirror D80 says I work in a record store.
Cool.
Brad W says, like and subscribe. D says,
Shit.
nice job. Mirror D80
Cheers.
says, so glad RFK Jr. is part of the movement.
Me too.
Brad W says, we watching it here.
I'm in the hospital.
Mirror D80 says,
But
no,
after.
Johnny said he going to watch it after an appointment.
That's right.
Sonichog says, this man speaks the true.
Oh,
Mirror D80 says, I think from what I heard.
man, we got Sonic the Hedgehog. Man, usually Sonic the Hedgehog fans are furries, mate. The OG Sonic fans for the win. I love Sonic. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. I got some chicken breast roast in the oven. So I'm going to go eat that and I'm going to go to bed. So much love, everyone. Take care. And yeah, let's keep it rolling, yeah? See you tomorrow. And do you know what? I'm going to end on the thumbnail for this episode.
All the best, God bless.
No, mate, God bless. Thank you so much. You're a legend, mate. I'm going to end on this image because the last image I have is like the first image that you will see on X.
Mirror D80 says, God bless you all too.
So I'm going to end on this image, yeah? God bless you all. God bless.